Hello! How's everyone doing today? I think you know exactly how we're starting this puppy off. We're going to play some of our proper Jeskai control that has been so damn fun. That I have adored! Oh, it's been so good! Oh yeah, it's been so nice. I even want to run... You know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put in 4th Relic Robber. Loving the Relic Robber. I don't actually think it's necessarily good, but I'm loving the Relic Robber. Brief overview of what this deck does. This deck, some of the things need to get adjusted and tuned a little bit, but if I slide this over to here and slide this down one. So the basic gist of our Jeskai control list is to use blue and black to counter and remove. And then we work up to our 4 mana slot. Shatter the Sky is a nice sweeper. Narset of the Ancient Way is an extremely good sort of draw pinging card. These are our stabilizing cards on the low end, with the real all-stars being Essence Scatter, given how creature-based Standard is. Jwari Disruption, just really nice control tool. And I need to move this over here because it's actually a pricier card. And what are we working towards? Overwhelming our opponent with card draw as a result of Jace Mirror Mage, or Seagate Restoration, or Inspired Ultimatum. We have a number of varied and cool, pricey ways to draw some stuff, and our win condition is a Narset Ultimate, Shark Typhoon, or simply just beating someone to death with a Bonecrusher Giant. And I have just been loving playing this list. It has really, really cool games. Really, really cool games. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a restriction or a ban or something, but I think that there's a lot of people that are a little bit irked by how a lot of the Standard meta has been shaking out. And I heard an interesting argument that Standard is always best when creature-based aggressive decks are tier 1. Because there are so many meaningful ways to interact with creature-based decks that it starts to feel like proper Magic, you know? Where there's interaction, there's attacking, there's blocking. Or I think it was Reed Duke that said that a great measure for the health of a format is whether or not blocking is a meaningful decision. And by that, I mean, like, obviously, he's not just talking about, like, will you block? Will it blend? But more so, Reed Duke is talking about the idea that if you have... I'm just going to play the... I'll play the Triumph. I'm going to hang on to this. Fine by me. Yeah, but the argument is that, like, if you can set up a meaningful block and win the game, that's a health... That is a good health measure of a format, which I think is just really, really clever as a descriptor. Looks like we're up against mono blue mill of some kind. This confounding conundrum has been an approach that a lot of people have taken for trying to deal with Uro-style decks and all these extra landfalls. Yeah, I think the reason why a lot of people are concerned about the health of Standard is because of things like Lotus Cobra and Omnath decks being able to just gack out their entire deck really quickly, like in a turn. Like, it's not merely ramp, because if you have like a 1-mana dork and a 2-mana dork, or I should say, a 1-mana mana dork and a 2-mana mana dork, if you have some of these, perfect. If you have like a turn 1 Llanowar Elf and a turn 2 Llanowar Elf, and then a turn 3 you can play a 5-drop. That feels okay because you can attack the creatures and remove them. But there's so many ways of getting extra lands out. You might be correct to just play Jace Mirror Mage right now. I think our opponent has no 1-mana counter, and I think the best strategy here is to grind our opponent out, huh? I think I do want the land here. I'm also kind of interested in keeping Jwari Disruption. Yeah, Lotus Cobra. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, with the Lotus Cobra, it's not just like a turn 1 Llanowar Elf, and then a turn 2 Llanowar Elf, and then something big. Oh, I think I remember how this deck works. Yeah.
Every problem has a solution.
I'm going to be doing a lot of scrying here. This is the last turn I think I can do this with the next Lotus out.
Victory is just another puzzle to be solved. Breathe in. Exhale.
But yeah, I mean, the way that the Lotus Cobra and friends kind of play out is that they just smash through a shitload of lands really quickly. Like, you play Lotus Cobra turn 2, and then you maybe go Omnath turn 4, and I mean, if you don't kill those immediately, then all of a sudden, they start to spin out of control, where they, like, play a Fabled Passage to generate a mana and heal, and then they crack the Fabled Passage to generate another mana and to generate 4 from an Omnath, and then they can play another thing. Yeah, I knew I should have left these things up, man. I knew I should have. I think I'm just going to concede. I've played against this deck before, and it's just like this really cool, insane combo deck, and I just like don't want to play against it. So let's get rid of these kind of cards and get in these and these and these, and then I maybe need to cut one more. Maybe Essence Scatters are actually pretty value. I'm going to cut one, though. No, I'll cut an Into the Roil. That seems like the right one. And I think that there's an argument to be made, like, okay, Sean, the example you gave of Lotus Cobra turn 2 and Omnath turn 3, well, couldn't you just remove that and be okay? And it's like, yeah, until your opponent then escapes to the wild and maybe cultivates to get a little extra mana out. Or Urros to get some extra land out, things like this. And then, on some turn, say 6, they can go, they can see you're tapped out and go Lotus Cobra, Omnath, start the whole thing again. Iceman says, do you think instead of banning cards, they would edit the landfall mechanic to proc once per turn? Iceman, generally speaking, Wizards of the Coast and physical card game developers just simply don't do that. I need more interaction, I think. Oh, this sucks ass. I think we're actually just dead in the water. Our opponent's deck is kind of weird, and we're not well suited to fight against it. Yeah, I mean, if you have a game where you print physical cards that's on the card has the rule written on the card, it's a really bad form thing to edit how the rule works, because it means like entire classifications of cards are now lies. And you generally don't want to lie to your audience. Iceman says, I mean, they did do it with companions. Does that mean anything? Yes. It means that companions were so broken beyond belief. It was the worst break in Standard, I think, in like a decade. And due to it being that bad, they had to, I think that they were forced to ban. This was answers. They didn't have to change the rules of how companions were written on the card, though. No, I think they did. Foil, foil, Luris. Yeah, no, the rule's printed right there on the card. Companion. If this card is your chosen companion, you may cast it once from outside the game. That's no longer the rule. Yeah, I mean, it's written right there on the card. Do I keep a Jwari Disruption? I think so. I think I just choke my opponent out. Yeah, so I mean, like, the general statement is, unless the game is literally completely and utterly ruined, Wizards really can't change a card. Change the rules on the card, that is.
Whether friend or foe, state, let thoughts flow like river rapids.
I know I have a lot of Narsets, but I think Narset is going to be good for us in this game. And I think that to a lesser extent, physical card game developers are also screwed given the fact... They're also screwed given the fact that they just cannot patch cards. You can't. So you're kind of left in this weird no man's land where you, like, ban the card. That's actually fine. You ban the card, or you don't ban the card, and that's it. I actually, part of me hopes that, I mean, this will never happen, but, like, part of me just wishes that Magic was fully digital. Rifkidus says, can't they do some kind of pre-beta with a larger group of people and new cards to test for situations like this? They absolutely have that. They absolutely have that. It totally exists and is really, really hard. And the problem is, if you have... I'm just going to pick a number. Let's say you have 200 beta testers, okay? I'm not even going to play this game. I think Renatino's deck is sufficiently fringe, I'm never going to see it. I was Diamond Tier 4 before the game began. And I also think that their deck just, like, absolutely smokes us. And I don't care to gather the data. See, Blade TDS, this is the thing. Blade TDS points out something that is, I think, the most important thing. Blade TDS is a terrific point. Actually, this is really subtle, and I kind of forgot to even think about this. Okay, when we sit down and we play Standard, what did I just get done talking about? I just got done talking about the fact that Wizards can't patch cards. Wizards can't change rules. The way it is the way it is, because all this stuff went to print, right? I was just saying this. However, when we think of testing, it's very easy for us to imagine that the testers are all playing with the existing cards as we have them, and they just missed these interactions, right? That they were playing this exact same standard that I'm playing right now and went, looks good, and missed out on Lotus Cobra, Omnath, Uro stuff. When in reality, as Blade TDS is just think for all the things that got through Future League. Imagine how many busted combos they stopped. That's right. In fact, there is a general process of design and then development. And design is, what is the card? Ooh, let's create a really cool Planeswalker that, like, you know, can generate mana and, like, do this -2 where you can, like, throw a card at people, and then you have this emblem that's -6. And the designers come up with a design that feels cool, and then they pass it to development that actually does a lot more of the nitty-gritty on it. They tune the numbers, and maybe this used to be a +2 and they changed it to a +1. Maybe this didn't have a life gain and they thought it felt weak, so they added a life gain to it. Things like this. I'm going to do white because I have a red mana source here, but I also want to leave up the Jwari Disruption. And when you look at Future League, which is the name of the league where a bunch of people test with stuff from the future, they're changing shit all the time. They're changing shit all the fucking time, man. Cinderclasm actually is okay in this matchup. Racket19 says, hey, just came from Danny T. Law's stream. He was dissing Jeskai Control. Any comment? Yeah, he could be right. I really love the cards in this deck, and I find the gameplay patterns to be really, really interesting, but I think that more than likely the best decks is probably like 4-color Omnath, Mono Red Burn. I think that the Dimir Control is really, really awesome. I wonder how Sultai midrange feels. Okay, so this is a Gruul landfall list. Let's go ahead and Jwari this one. Wow, I'm an idiot. I'm like busy talking and neglected the fact that I don't have a land drop. I really want to hit land drops like every single time. What about Dimir Rogues? I think Dimir Rogues is probably tier 2. It feels like it has merit. Like, I think Team Adventures is also very, very good. We gonna play other decks today? We sure are, Lazy for Life. I'm thinking about 2 hours per deck. I just love this deck so much. Do I neutralize this? It's not the best value. But I mean, this guy is just a frightening beater. I think this is the play I'm gonna do. I'm actually just gonna Bonecrush ping this. Elklotch says, is there a place we can get your deck list? Go to day9.tv and you'll see the deck list section right at the top right. Lidar says, so I've seen you play this deck for a while, and I must admit, I still don't understand what the win condition is. Shark Typhoon. Shark Typhoon. Bonecrusher Giant. Ultimate on Narset. I mean, hopefully you saw our gameplay from yesterday, where we won almost every game we played. We threw one that we had won. We lost outright to 2 others in best of 3s, but other than that, we won pretty much everything. Alright, it is a good day to neutralize. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and again, I truly feel, I truly feel like Wizards is just kind of doing an amazing job with a handicap that is just so extreme. I am amazed that they're able to make something that is this good. They can't patch stuff, dude. I'm going to do this because it 2-for-1s. It kills this Rimrock Knight, and it prevents this other Rimrock Knight from resolving into exile. Like I says, I see this deck is just so out of my playstyle. It's a very, very, very slight deck. All the plays in this deck are very small, and you win with a lot of subtle pings. Like Lidar, I would say that start going for hard casting Shark Typhoons when you have 10+ land out. Lucas Moratore says, it's been a little over a week since the card review. Anything in the card meta that surprised y'all? I was pretty damn certain that Moto lands would be good. And they're so much better than I expected. They're amazing. Iceman says, I don't really see Standard as that broke right now. One real good deck, but lots of ways to stop it. Sean, how do you feel about the current meta? I actually think that the Omnath deck is prohibitively good. Okay. I think this is a fine time to cast it. Remember how I just got done saying casting this when you have 10 land out? But, you know, it's a super aggro deck that has completely stalled. And I can just, like, kick a Jace Mirror Mage, summon a 5/5. Yeah, I think that the Omnath, Lotus Cobra, Uro, Genesis Ultimatum deck is just stupidly boopidly good. This is the wrong Planeswalker. Man, I have just done some real dummy flubs lately.
Strike with a cunning mind.
Take this, ye bastard. I mean, just some ultra flubs. Thanks, Ghosty. Appreciate it. Device settings. Let's change this. Boom. Pow. Ba-boom. Ba-ba. We did it. We won the video game. Hip hip hooray. Okay, let's think about this. So we have a good amount of adventure type cards, but I think that going for the creature removal is the play. This guy kind of sucks. Let's get that one out here. This is really the only thing that I think I do want to do. I'm going to pull out the Inspired Ultimatum. Though I love it. I think it's just a little bit slow. Duck in a stream says, imagine if they implemented a recall system where you could turn in a pre-patched card to get a patched one. You know, I don't play that many board games. I think board games are great. Probably my all-time favorite, just kind of like get together, play with some friends board game is Dominion. I like a lot of the pop board games, like Ticket to Ride. Do I want to keep both Jwari Disruptions? I think I'm going to play Seagate. Enter tapped. Try to maybe hang on to both. But apparently, Dominion Intrigue actually patched a bunch of its cards. Hey, Huck, how are you, man? This is a problem. Okay, I gotta let that one live. Yeah, I mean that's like so fascinating to me. Oh, this is the card you're casting. Okay. Alright, well this says to us immediately that Meldo is low on land and is hunting for a land pre-combat. Sure wish I had a Cinderclasm, but I think we'll be okay. It's a good pickup. Probably be taking 4 damage. But, you know, I really think that there's something irreplaceably delicious about in-person games. I really like this, and I heard Warhammer kind of has built-in structures to allow for what we would think of as patching. I'm going to wait one more turn, because the questing beast is the one that really, really owns us. Like, in Warhammer, you get physical pieces, and the properties of those pieces is listed elsewhere. It's not, like, emblazoned on the actual physical thing. Like, Neutralize costs this much, it's an instant counter-target spell cycle. It's all written right there. Why is this guy not attacking? Right? And because of this... here's the pieces, but the rules are written elsewhere. It allows them to, you know, like, swap stuff out. Lockwat says the Warhammer patching system is not good. As a competitive player, would not point to that as gold standard. Oh, yeah, I don't know how the actual guts of the system functions by any stretch of the imagination. We're definitely just going to smash a Jwari down here. I'm not talking about the specific nuances. I'm just talking about the fact that it's literally... You can patch it. Which is terrific. So our hope is to peel a land off the top. Because what I would like to do is I would like to Shatterskull Smashing. Nice. Super nice. Awesome. Really awesome news. I'm talking about the fact that they literally can do it. They literally can. And something like Magic basically literally cannot. Like, you got it. Excellent. I think actually I'm going to keep this counter train going. Get a good chunk of damage in. I think I'm actually going to cut the Ondu Inversions, which is one of the rare circumstances where I would cut land, and I'm actually going to put back in the ultimatums, because, I mean, I just think that the ultimatums are just a wee bit too good. And what else? Okay. Blockwatch says, what's interesting about that as a casual Magic player and a competitive 40k player is that Magic seems so much better balanced than 40k. It feels like they're forced to print the rules, they care about them a lot more, and it results in better balance. I mean, if I'm going to ignore... Oh, shit, I made a mistake. That's fine. We're already post-combat. I didn't count my blue sources properly. Yeah, because there's a difference between the quality of balance and then the capability in the pipeline of a certain balance setup. And what I want to assert is that the setup structure of Warhammer permits a whole lot of good shit. Yeah, I'm probably gonna gotta trade this thing away. It's kind of interesting, like... Timbercleave. So what I want to do is I want to neutralize, then I want to hardcast Shark Typhoon for Essence Scatter, maybe. We'll see what Meldo does. What could they have in their hand? I mean, it's just going to be a bunch of expensive shit. They've had no one-mana play for a long time, so it's... I mean, I would assume that it's like a second Questing Beast and a second Embercleave. Something like this. You know, it's kind of funny because I feel like if we're... Boy, I'm good. If I'm talking a little bit about, you know, system perspectives... is that, you know, especially in the era of technology being amazing and everything, woo! Coders and engineers love to talk about the extensibility and the flexibility of their system. Has anyone ever used the StarCraft 2 map editor? Raise your hand if you've ever used it or tried to use it. curious about this. Huck says I felt like it used me. Oh yeah, great. Yeah, the SC2 map editor is it has some things that like on one hand feel nice and extensible, but are in fact a little bit clunky. Like for instance, let's say you make a new unit called a Day 9 Marine. No, a Day Knight. Sorry, I almost found the correct joke, but it's you know, we iterate. Let's say I wanted to make a Day Knight, and I wanted the Knights to be produced from the barracks. Yeah. Well, the barracks, you need a button for your Knight to click on. Now you have to manually create a button for your Knight. And this button has a tooltip attached to it. So if someone hovers over the button, it says what it does. This button has no knowledge of the unit that it's making. It has no knowledge of it at all. It's just that when you go to the barracks, you slap this pre-created button on that you just hope has the correct tooltip, and when you click on it, it's then going to generate the unit that you want. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, man, I really wish that whenever you created a unit in the StarCraft 2 map editor, it just had an attached button with an attached image, and it was all just sort of wrapped up in one thing, so it was like nice and easy and extensible, right? And if you want, you can think of it. You can think of this particular situation as like, there's some roughness there, there's some bullshit, and so on and so forth. And I mean, if you talk to anyone who works at a Google, they just talk about it's really important that it's extensible because it needs to be able to scale properly. It's a scalable solution and all this shit. And as much as I respect the scalability thing, as much as I respect the scalability aspect to stuff, a lot of times in games, and a lot of times in creative spaces, and a lot of times in like production of film, production of stream, production of games, event planning, all this stuff, you actually just throw bodies at the problem. You just throw people at the problem and it just looks good. So for instance, a scalable tree solution would be, let's have a whole bunch of trees that we have 2 engineers and a technical artist create a procedural tree generation system. We have different species of trees that this system dictates how they grow, and it handles all the textures, and they're going to work on that for 3 years, but that's okay because this will cover all of our trees. Or you could hire like 50 people that make fucking trees all day. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, some of the things, when you look at like the Wizards pipeline for balancing stuff, you know, they're kind of screwed because they have a scalability issue, which is that when you scale to millions of players and you have balance issues, you can't patch cards. It's a huge fucking problem. And they just go, we'll just play test the fuck out of it. We'll just throw bodies at the problem and honestly do a pretty spectacular job. I bring up the StarCraft example because, like, you know, if you want to, if you have a barracks, like, if any of you have played some of the custom maps, you know, like Zealot Frenzy or Marine Frenzy or whatever mode you want, you'll click on one of your building and it'll have like 10 upgrades there with 10 actually unique icons, which means that someone created the upgrade, created the ability for the upgrade, created the button, and then put the button on the barracks to link it to the ability, which then linked to the unit that was then made. It's just like so many steps of like, holy shit. But there we go. We see the Boros colors, and we see nothing else. Itor could still be an Omnath deck. Terrific. A friend of mine created an SC2 map that can easily go on for 6 to 9 hours. Yeah, I mean, I've played some of those fill-in-the-blank defense. Alright. So typically, if I'm in a situation where my board presence looks okay, I mean, I just minus cycle through to shit. I mean, like, this looks like overkill, but yeah, I'm just gonna absolutely cycle through. The thing that matters to me is controlling the board. Not necessarily chucking one of my, like, 10 ways of winning the game into the bin. Excellent. I'm going to plus this for blue. So that way I can kick Jace Mirror Mage. I should have Temple of Enlightenment first.
Love making plans. My own most challenging puzzle. Where's the next puzzle?
Do I want one of these?
I have a lot to think about.
That's some good shit right there. That's some good Bonecrusher, if I can say so myself. So I'm still not 100% sure on what Itor is, but I assume that Itor has just some big baddies. Some big booty baddies. Probably minus main Jace to get the Neutralize. Yep, I think that's the... Draw this, minus it for 3. Plus this, see what we get.
At least I look like I know what I'm doing.
I don't think I want these baddies. Dude, I don't even know. And when in doubt, run it out. It's plausible that my opponent is doing some kind of Boros control list, but I mean, I don't know. Star of Extinction ain't a card. What is this one? Is this just a Pillar Verge? Yeah. I have no idea what I'm up against. Probably not these. Probably 2 of these, and that's it. I'm just sending it in. I have no idea what's going on. F. says, I love robust level editors and custom modes, but I wonder if big game makers feel disincentivized to use them. Like, I can imagine the CEO saying, so we let them make Dota in our game and we didn't get any money. I actually think that by and large, it is widely considered that if you have really good modding tools, which frankly are a lot of work to upkeep, so I can understand not doing it out of pure work, I think that the wide consideration is it is universally a positive if you have like modding and good shit in your game like that. Because even if someone does make Dota, we'll just take the idea, productize it, and make it good. I think, like, you know, the really good example of this is Dota to League of Legends. I think it is understated just how important it is to productize, right? Like, you make good content, but what is it as a product? Oh, are you a Boros Warriors list that shat the bed? Alright, well, you know, well, what are you gonna do? This to red. Like, Dota was really popular, and the, Nate Beck and fucking Tryndamere, whose name, for some reason, my brain's just like, just say Tryndamere. Mark Merrill, Jesus, there we go. Shoot her. They just really love Dota, and they just thought, man, we could really make something cool out of this, and it would work really nicely. It was free to play, and etc., 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 etc. I think we are hunting for the goods here. Alright, that'll do fine. And they did a whole bunch of smart things, designing the combat in such a way that it was okay if you didn't have all the units. Okay. Yeah, maybe I just screwed us. Yeah, that's fine. What can you do? That's a good one to exile. And we'll have a 3/3 flyer to take out the Legion Angel and it'll be fine. I mean, they thought of the business model, they thought of... I mean, like, I really feel like League of Legends was the first game that just owned the shit out of cosmetics and just made cosmetics so good. Heroes of the Storm, brilliantly done. I think a lot of people like to be like, oh, here's your Storm you just saw. It's the failed version of Dota. The game's fucking awesome, dude.
Victory is just another puzzle to be solved. Consider the future. Then
I love this card. By the way, one of the big benefits to running like Ondu Inversion, which you don't cast very much. Holy fuck, really? Oh my god, I sideboarded completely wrong because Aitor tricked me by playing no fucking cards in the first game. But yeah, no, I remember when it started to float out that StarCraft 2 actually has an extremely rock hard... what the fuck? Not rock hard. Rock solid. Oh, everyone.
I will miss you, friend.
Everyone, I misspoke. I want to be the first to come out and say they have a rock solid player base. That when things are going well in a game of StarCraft, oh yeah, they're rock hard. Right, I think we're fucked. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. But you know, like StarCraft has a rock solid player base of like 2 to 2.5 million monthly players. I don't remember the exact number, but it was something like that. I remember TV tweeting about it. Which would make it a top 10 game on Steam, right? StarCraft was the game where people were just like, dead game, dead game, dead game. And then it turns out, live game. You know what I'm saying? I think I want these things in here. Do the rare cut of this. Where are we going on about this? But yeah, Here's the Storm is another great example of just like taking the fun of a MOBA and like just making a really good like product out of it, you know, just nailing the product side. And so when I think about like, okay, if I'm a mod maker, or excuse me, if I'm a game and I permit mod making to exist, these early creatures, I really want to use Bonecrushers and Scorching Dragonfires on, and then the later ones, I want to use like Neutralize and Essence Scatter on. You know, I'm actually just going to hard cast this Jwari Disruption down, because I really want the 4 untapped mana on the following turn. Aitor appears to be stuck on red, which I think further cements my comfort with this decision to, yeah, just keep smashing down Jwari Ruins. Because one of the essential ways how we get ahead in this is ahead in all of our games, is we start to just get too much mana. So it looks like Aitor believes that we have a Jwari Disruption. That we played to. But anyways, yeah, I think that if I were a developer of a game that had a sort of corresponding engine to it, yeah, let's just get that one out. If a player made a really amazing mod, I'd be like, hell yeah. I probably do want the one now. I'd be like, hell yeah, that's like awesome news. And if it's really good, we can productize it. Also, I think that modding is just a terrific way to get into game development and to learn more about game development. So many Legion Angels. This is a Angel Warrior. That's cool. Oh, that's a good land to get. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's exactly what I was saying. That's a good land to get, because we have red. Oh, shit, we don't have... fuck. Whatever, what can you do? I'm going to keep attacking with the Bonecrusher. Oof. Oof. If you want to get into game development, man, make a mod. Whatever you do, if you want to get into game development, man, let me tell you, the one thing you just don't do this, okay? Do not, under any circumstance, write a design document. Do not. Ugh, I really don't want to do this. It's fine. Absolutely. Love to trade it. Don't do a design document. Casual Zari says no shoutouts when people sub anymore. Casual Zari, we do some shoutouts. Like, we are far beyond the critical mass of being able to shout out everyone. Casual Zari, there's just way too many. All right. Which is a little bit unfortunate thing. But what I try to do is I try to just chat to people who show up. And I see Casual Zari, you're at that beautiful 9 months. Any upcoming games I am looking forward to? What games am I looking forward to coming up? I really want to play Spelunky, man. Quite truthfully. This guy's first strike, so I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, I had someone come up to me and be like, Sean, I have this really great game idea. And I was like, oh, tell me about it. They're like, I have a 60-page design document. And I was like, oh, fuck, that was a bad idea. Like, I mean, there's creating a design document as a organizational tool to keep your own thoughts together. That's totally fine. But then there's like the work that I have done to prove that I'm legit is I have a design document. Oh, dude, no, not... Oh, Jesus. This player wants to heal. This angel wants to die. Now I can commence Operation Bing Bong on the face over here. Boom. Oh my god. I couldn't have gotten a better draw. Couldn't have gotten a better draw. Get out of here. Why would Blizzard pass at the capitalization of Dota? Wouldn't they wouldn't be reasonable with the creators? Huck, no, they didn't do that. They didn't. That's not what happened. Yeah, you can't copyright game mechanics. You can't copyright game mechanics. So, for instance, if I made a platformer, I can't say I'm the only platformer. The thing that Blizzard would own is, Just here says, wasn't that the thing? Didn't they try to peel Dota back from Valve? No, not at all. It was with some, yeah, no, not at all, Huck. My understanding is that lawsuit was about the IP. So, for instance, you can't have the Skeleton King. Because the Skeleton King, King Leoric, is a notable IP. From or the Abomination. You can't take these ideas from the IP side, but from the game side. You know, you don't have Skeleton King, you have Wraith King. You know what I mean? So when it comes to characters, like for instance, if I literally said to myself, I'm gonna rip off Overwatch. I'm gonna rip it off. I could make a hero that's like Tracer, but I couldn't make Tracer. Probably not. So we're up against a Jeskai Triome, but what I'm pretty sure is going to happen is we're going to see green. And then out's going to pop a Lotus Cobra. Yeah, this is looking a lot like a Lotus Cobra deck. I'm saying it with that kind of surety right now because, like, dude, I mean, come on. Who runs a Triome and Fabled Passage? I'm Jeskai, I don't have any room for Fabled Passages. But yeah, Wind Runner got changed to Wind Ranger. There were some other things. Yeah, I believe that lawsuit was called the friendliest lawsuit of all time by one of them. Fear Chubb says copyright doesn't apply to art styles either, right? Dude, I told you we were going to see green mana. Not a chance. I don't know as much about the art style stuff, because I know, for instance, there was a bit of a tiff that occurred when... the developers of Borderland asked a particular artist if they wanted to do the art style and art direction for their game. And I believe that Borderlands just went ahead and did that art style anyways. Dude, you don't get mana. You're an Omnath deck. We're not gonna let that. Not gonna let that one slide. Needleverge is the perfect draw. We're just gonna minus and probably discard nothing.
Let thoughts flow like river.
Ondu Inversion is extremely good in this matchup, especially if they're running Felidar Retreats. I'm probably just going to smash the Ondu Inversion down. String says, with Warcraft 3 or Forge, Blizzard put in the TOS some very harsh rules about IP rights that things developed with its map engine, but then Dota devs first hit up Blizz. Blizz told them to shove off. Warcraft 3 or Forge is really recent. Yeah, ZW Strings. I don't think that happened. Okay, so we're going to minus and probably throw the Shatter the Sky at this.
Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
I don't want to cast the Shatter the Sky. I mean, I both literally can't cast the Shatter the Sky and also don't want to cast the Shatter the Sky.
Compassion and understanding. Let thoughts flow like river rapids.
This is going to need to be white. Is Jeskai a top meta deck? Elena, I've had a ton of success with it. Dude, we kept Ondu Inversion. We're so fucking sick. Oh, the Danon character, he's so sick. Okay, so let's plus our fine lass.
Exhale.
Shoot this. We're working towards Ondu Inversion, which, depending upon how Villain winds up playing this out, is just going to be a complete blowout. How many things are in the bin? There's 3 if I remember. There's more than enough. Okay. And there's just not enough. Terror of the Peaks. Of course. Fair enough. Yeah, this is the Big Daddy deck. You run Terror of the Peaks and Genesis Ultimatums and things like this.
Quiet, please.
Okay, so blue, red, white. White.
Many paths lie before me.
Let's get the Triome out, because we're feeling a little cramped on land, and there's nothing to do. Riverglide, Needleverge. So I chuck a Needleverge. By the way, for all the stuff I'm talking about, the specifics of the law stuff, please just consult the internet, because there's a lot more educated people on the matter than I am. I'm just here to destroy Omnath decks. Ugh. And away she goes. Okay. Well, you're going to defensively cast a Shark Typhoon. 2, 4, 6, 7. So we should probably play an untapped land. I definitely want more blue, so let's play this out. And then let's just pass. We're waiting for a Muchillo to Genesis Ultimatum or do some other very substantive play that we can get really good Ondu Inversion value. Nice cup, thank you. It has a chicken on it. Is Ondu Inversion a spell which upends a continent? Yeah, look at this. It's the inversion of the entire city. And then here it is, the sky runes floating above. I think it's just beautiful. Alright. So I think the play is going to be to take a bunch of damage here. And then, depending upon what Muchillo does here, there's very likely a Genesis Ultimatum in the hand. Which plausibly we should wait, but what can you do? Ondu Inversion. Everything's going tipsy-whipsy. Ba-na-na-na, Muchillo. Yeah, let's send that one back. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We have 9 thingies out. Okay. Get out of here. All permanents, get out of here. My want, wish, and hope is to be able to smash down many Shark Typhoons in a row. There's a lot in the bin. This was a known case. But often, Genesis Ultimatum is just a little bit of a value land card. VT Kakkar says, have you spoken about your thoughts on Dreamhaven? I saw your tweet about it yesterday, but I didn't know if I missed you talking about it. I'm always happy to talk about VT Kakkar. Part of the job of a content creator is the knowledge that you're going to have to repeat yourself a lot. And not in a bad way at all. Ooh, that one's going to be dope. If we can get there in time. Do I just hold on to this? I think it's just too important to continue to play Lance. I'll just play the basic one and start getting the Sky Army incoming, alright? I will zero this because we have a high density of Lance in the deck, so.
How does it all
Sleep anybody compared to yesterday? Slept 12 hours, Julka. Slept 12 hours. I think Dreamhaven is just terrific. Mike and Amy Morheim are just delightful human beings, and all the people that are at those companies that were listed there are just delightful human beings. I mean, they're just incredibly thoughtful. They care about making good products. Just really, really, really kind people. I mean, they're extremely smart and talented and all that other shit, too. And they made StarCraft Brood War, Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, World of Warcraft. They made some games. They've made some good games. And the fact that they're firing up 2 studios is terrific. So, interestingly enough, the danger card here is Terror of the Peaks. Terror of the Peaks is the real danger card here. Because Terror of the Peaks can come out and just gaddle us to death. Oh, Snack Fingers coming to town. That might be it for the turn. Which, frankly, I'd love to see it. Shark down, I repeat, shark down. Absolutely doing this first. 2 Seagate restorations in a row, huh?
To the puzzle.
Yeah, just to smash out the 7/7 flyer and draw a billion cards. A billion cards would give us the capability to have, yep, potential Ondu Inversion. Okay. And the Spikefield Hazard is also a really nice one to get. So we smash this down for red. Kill this. Couple Omnaths. Keep a... We have the Raugrin Triomes that we can cycle. Yeah, looks good. Should have cast the one that they knew about. What do you mean? You mean like the Cinderclasm? Oh, by the way, in case you didn't know this is a really nice feature. If you have, say, one Spikefield Hazard revealed, and you cast the other Spikefield Hazard, the game will always cast the seen Spikefield Hazard. I gotta stop doing air quotes. I look like such a fucking idiot every time I do it. It's such a bad habit. It's a bad habit, if you know what I mean. Listen, I should flip it to do the under quotes. It uses the seen one. That makes it really creepy. I'm really... No. See, this is quotes, under quotes. You know what I mean? Return of the under quotes. That's right. Love me some under quotes. All right. So, I mean, we'll get an Uro. Villain will get enough to cast another Escape to the Wilds. No, those were bunny ears. That's right. And see, by the way, the deck that we're playing against is considered the deck of the field right now because it just can do so much dumb things with mana. You have 4 Omnaths and 4 Lotus Cobras, and with multiple cards that put 2 lands out onto the battlefield, you have multiple ways to accelerate up mana. So, for instance, right now, I was saying, oh yeah, we won't be able to be up against a Genesis Ultimatum, but our opponent is now 1 mana off of being able to cast a Genesis Ultimatum. But now has enough to maybe cast an Escape to the Wilds. Instead, just plays the 15/15. Okay. Alright, so how do we wish to do this? We have 23 cards left in the deck. I feel like I just start smashing these down, huh? 1, 2... And I think I bolt the guy. This guy gets out of here. Whoosh, whoosh. We may be dead, or we might be fine. But I feel like we're getting at least somewhat close to a victory here. That's a good one to have. And throw the Seagate Restoration at something. Let's keep up the Essence Scatter. Fling kills us, but I don't think that Villain has a Fling. I'm just not attacking. I mean, we're winning. Surprise MF. Gifting 10 subs for a grand total of 355. Surprise MF. Ooh. Thank you. Thank you so much for those 10 gifts today, Surprise. It's a good Thursday. Okay. This is an extremely high-value counter target. So we're definitely going to do that shit. We might even be able to just peel our other Ondu Inversion. So it actually is Sharknado? Oh yeah, Shark Typhoon is very, very good. Boop, boop. Again, the really, really, really scary card that we do not want to be up against at all is Terror of the Peaks. Because if you get, like, Felidar Retreats and Terror of the Peaks out, you just gattle me. Oh, a Kenrith. That's a pretty cool tech card. That is a pretty cool tech card. Hilariously, though, we can actually clear this board, so... Uro, Omnath, everybody now. Okay. Right? Because there's no red mana? So we just devour these? Excellent. Okay. Just peel out these guys. That seems like a good one to peel out. Oh, Into the Royals are going to suck ass here. That's right. That's the one I wanted to get out. Put in our Mystic Disputes, our Negates. What do we think about Relic Robbers in this? Relic Robbers might actually be super good in this matchup. I don't think they're necessary, though. Putting more ways to pick off a Cobra if it falls, but mostly just control magic. I think our deck is pretty tuned to beat their deck. Cheeky one of Relic Robber. I'm running the 4 Relic Robbers for the Dimir matchup, which I think does own us pretty badly. So I think I just don't have enough early interaction, so I just send that one back. Okay, that'll do. That will do. Love this deck. Love this deck! Live, laugh, love. This deck. Hope y'all are drinking water. Oh, that's a great point. That's a great point. I slept for 12 hours last night. I was pooped. I was absolutely tuckered. I was pucker-tuckered. Alright. Alright. We have a Needleverge Pathway. Do we want the white mana? I think no. I think we generally want blue and red. Double white is important, but we have a Raugrin Triome, and we also have another land source here. Definitely we do Jwari's first. Not a chance, Machola. Not a chance. Can I get the riddle again? Not a chance. You can call me at 555 and the answer. This actually says to me there ain't no Omnath.
Mind, body, and
Casey Price is 89. Do you want to come to our Cube Draft Saturday?
then act.
I hate to say it, but with Corona times upon us, I'm probably not going to be doing anything social for quite a time. I can tell somebody's been beanstalking me. Lloyd Smith says, what do you think is more important, early removal interaction or removal interaction that hits more things for control decks? I think right now in this meta, I like plus in this.
Enlightenment begins within.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think in this meta, I like the early removal interaction. Because, I mean, something like Narset is a very 2-for-1 kind of value card. Because I mean, I can just draw twice with it. It's like very clear card advantage. Alright, so Mochilo has a Genesis Ultimatum. I should have said that this was a clear indication, because there's a lot of ramp. There was a hand that was kept. Our opponent does not still have enough to be able to cast the Genesis Ultimatum. If Uro comes out, because this is white mana, we unfortunately are going to have to counter this. It's a 7/7? No, we're good. We're good. I'm done. We're good. Ooh, maybe we just plus and do Seagate Restoration. We'll lose Narset. I think we wait a turn. I think this turn is pretty critical.
Let me help you practice.
No. That was an incorrect play. I should have just Seagate Restoration. That was dumb of me, because if a land comes down and now villain can cast a Genesis Ultimatum, which we predict them to have, they still have this mana up. I mean, that was just... Oh, I'm the fucking best player alive now. I'm just so good. I don't even know how to be this good.
Breathe in. Exhale.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this guy's ever gonna get to cast anything. I'm the best player here, man. Don't even give me that look. Villain's hand was so clearly building up to some super duper extraordinary play. Was so clearly building up to that. 1 top, 0 bottom? Okay. What's on top? It's like the interdimensional powers that are within my body are just like, sometimes spook me, you know? It's a very, very scary kind of thing. Okay, so what is going to be our technique? Let's minus here.
Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
Very straightforward sequence, right? We do this. We do this. We shoot like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're pretty much fine if that is a Genesis Ultimatum. Because our opponent... Because, I mean, we're basically preventing our opponent from getting any sort of interesting combo-y type stuff. That's fine. We have enough to Castle Vantress.
My apologies. I lost my focus.
It's totally fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So villain has 9, and this is unless controller pays 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll probably just send this stuff back. We can just take a good amount of damage here. There's probably one Kenrith, the Returned King, in this. But yeah, I mean, like, so much of what makes this Omnath deck run... Oh, thank you. How do I do this? What card am I even looking for? Probably Jace, because I'll have an Ondu Inversion, and then I want a Jace after that. Can't do anything this turn, so I think I may as well get this out. Yeah, and I think that's going to be our play. Our play is to work towards Ondu Inversion. Alright, we're going to be Ondu Inversioning anyways. So that's 2 cards in the bin. Still not enough for Uro. Great. Yeah, this Omnath deck has so much of this card, triggers with that, triggers with this. A lot of, like, 2 to 3 card synergies that, like, if I just am going 1-for-1 countering and really preventing any mana growth, as you saw me aggressively counter early on, I think we're in good shape. Surprised to see no buffs on this thing. No black mana, right? Chillo, you can draw a card. Okay, nice. Super cool. And the scry says... one top, 0 bottom. You don't like to see that, but what can you do? I'm telling you, I love this card. Love, love, love this freaking card, man. And this only puts 4 things into the bin, so Uro can't even come down. So unless this is an incredible top deck, I would actually not be surprised if it was a land on the top. Like a Fabled Passage. Okay, it's nothing. Terrific. That is the correct set of lands to go for, baby. Time to drown our opponent in card advantage. Oh, yeah. Why did I do that? I don't want this Mystic Dispute there. I don't want either of them there. Okay, I apologize. Entries tab. Average Game Guy celebrating our Thursday by gifting 10 subs. There's more gifties because I haven't in a hot minute. Give me nothing but counterspells, please. Or give me death. Maybe I should have kept the Mystic Dispute for like a post deal with his shit Uro. Genesis Ultimatum is still a considerable threat, but that's fine. Average Game Class isn't celebrating seeing Eye in the Shadows for 2 whole days in a row. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this. That's good. Red Cat Melee. I have no idea what this one's for.
I'd rather forget this fight. Is a skeleton key.
Alright. Good luck to us. Something we're in an okay position. A lot of lands in this deck, so giving them draws is not as horrific as it could be, but, you know. It's okay. I think it might be time to start zeroing. Okay. It's a good day to zero, baby. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. I'm gonna start zeroing now. Ooh! It's one of the only ones that hurts, but that's fine. Play Big Shark. Excellent. We're doing it, man. We are doing it. Yep. Alright, so those are the basics that are in the deck. Does mean Uro's going to come down. It's a cute little play. Yeah, I think an 11-11 that doesn't draw we can deal with. This is the one we counter. Hello, it's me, Shark. Hello. I'm waiting. I mean, like, I'm going to win this with value. My opponent's going to attack. We're just going to go to 9. That's fine. Plexical says, hey, Day 9. Hey, Plexical. Happy 89 months. And thank you. Thank you for the infinitely prolonged support. Kazuki says, hey, Sean. Hey, chat. Hope your days are going good. I'm having a pretty good set of days. Well, you don't like to see that one. That's a bad one. Non-token creatures you control are forests, so these are all forests, huh? Okay. Kick it. Got a little ding and a little long. I'm actually feeling a little bit of pressure. Neither of these have trample. Let's zero this. Okay, let's scry. So we're gonna lose 2 sharks here. Neither of these have trample. Neither of these have trample. And we have a negate.
What a refreshing thought.
Alright, swing into the skies. None of these have trample, none of these have trample, I think. None of these have trample. Oh, yeah! Oh my god, don't you just love to see it? We have like a very high win rate against these Omnath decks, and it feels great. So let's see. This is 6 damage. This is 6 damage and 12. So we just block with this one. We block with this one. And then that's 6, 12, 15, 19. Alright, this is the death. I adore this deck. Woo! Love this deck. Love it. I love winning with this deck. I love playing with this deck. I love that I made this deck. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I love fiddling with. I did some rapid fire fiddling. It was actually on Friday last week. We did some rapid fire fiddling, and got stomped with most of our ideas, right? And then we fiddled a little with a Jeskai Merriment deck because I don't like Merriment. And that heated up. That shit heated up. We lost a lot, but it heated up a bit. And then I just revisited this, and so good. I don't think that's a good enough hand. This is a much better hand. This is a much better hand. I think our friend the Ondu Inversion is going to take a trip out. Any tweaks to this list you're considering? The 4 Relic Robbers in the side are like the really notable ones. I really love them. So we're probably up against another Omnath deck. So for this reason, I'm going to Cinderclasm instead of Spikefield Hazard, because really Cinderclasm doesn't have a lot of value against a Omnath Lotus list outside of the Lotus Cobra. So I'd rather have the 1 mana follow-up answer in the Spikefield Hazard. Totally fine. Because now, for instance, well, if there's a second Lotus Cobra, then I'm going to just puke. Which sometimes you have to do. Sometimes you just have to puke. No second Lotus Cobra one time. Hit me, baby. Okay. All these come into play tapped, which just sucks a lot. I'm gonna go... Oh. I always forget that, man. Lickled Wagon. Says, hey Sean, I missed the SC2 dailies. Even if I don't really enjoy watching MTGA that much, I just came in to hear and listen. Calms me during some rough months, thanks. We'll always be here for you, man. We got you. We got your back. There's a land up! Oh! Oh my god! I was looking away. I was looking away when the land was played. And then I just autopiloted my way through it. Shit. Oh, whatever. I want a Shane concede. I want to just get out of here, but that's fine. We'll do some research on the deck. I mean, I pretty much know what the list is, but it's fine. We're never going to be here for you. Lick lead wagon. My god, is it going to be an Omnath? Could it be? Alright, let's see if we have something good to throw at this Bonecrusher. That's not good. Alright, let's high roll it. Woohoo! That's what I'm talking about. Bam, get on out of here. Vantress comes in untapped once the Raugrin Triome is down, yes. Because the Raugrin Triome is an island, weirdly enough. Good luck to me!
Think, then act.
Man, losing that Jwari Disruption has totally Jwari Disruptioned my entire outlook. We should run this list after this, huh? Oh! Counter Earth is a good card. Very good card. Counter it up, baby. I think I'm a dead guy. What a tease. So my opponent has not done any ramp cards. It's been Kenrith, Bonecrushers, and a Lotus Cobra. So I feel like very, very, very positive that there's like a risk of a Genesis Ultimatum coming on down the line. It's fine. I mean, none of this is fine, but, you know, what can I do here? What can I do now? Kind of stinkers. Kind of totally stinkers. Dude, this is just... This card. Wait. Did I pass priority? Oh, crap. I keep looking away at the worst possible time. I ate only about a third of my lunch, and I just realized that I was very hungry, so I started nomming down on that stuff. I mean, I just really blew it. I was trying to ping it after it generated 1 mana. Instead, I just, you know, really gave Randy Stefano a really good spot. Alright. We got a deck going off right here. Really, everything started to fall apart when I mistimed my initial Jwari Disruption. It's just been going downhill from here. Homunculi says, are blue-red wizards bad? I think I'm trying to make blue-red wizards not be bad when they are actually bad. You know, I kind of feel the same way. I really like blue-red wizards, but I think they're terrible. I think that we're dead unless we just draw a Shatter the Sky. Terrific. Hazard doesn't do a lot. But, you know, our limp, nearly functional body still hanging on strong. That's fine. I basically need precisely Ondu Inversion at this point. I just did not have enough good disruption early on and mistimed the big one. I'm gonna try like this. What is it that I'm eating? I am eating a burrito salad. So basically, or taco salad, depending upon how you want to describe it. It's got chicken and black beans, lettuce, pico de gallo, little cheese, little sour cream, guacamole. Love it. And then I have little tortilla chips that I put it on. Seems pretty good. I am Theseus. That is such a dope name. Happy 3 years and change. I am Theseus. Right. What do I not care to? So we have... So we want to get this blue source down, by the way. Theseus says thanks. Aw, yeah. Getting a little red down. Better red than dead. J. Ryan Taylor says, hello, Mr. 9. I've recently started attempting to learn differential geometry. Wonderful. I study it. Or despite it not being my field of mathematics study, I study ergodic theory. I don't know ergodic theory. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Well, let's enter all the tap guys in first. I'm going to be drafting today. Bubblegum Guy, I'm going to be drafting tomorrow. And then at 6 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to be doing a showcase from the Tokyo University of the Arts Games and New Media program. The Gaidai Games program. It's a Japanese university that does collaborations with USC, my alma mater. Weirdly, these Bonecrusher Giants are just owning me, man. So we're going to build up some viewers with the drafts. Share some really sweet game projects by the end. Oh, yeah. Nothing. Terrific. Shatterskull Smashing, a pricey, but very nicey one to have. There should be no combat tricks. Feels good to be right. I mean, we legitimately might just die to these Bone Crushers. It's actually so funny, because the rest of the deck we're terrific against. It's like specifically the Bone Crushers on turn 3 that are like giving me a lot of problems. I think we're actually outright dead. I am surprised that Randy Stefano kept in the Bone Crushers, but even so, it's kind of hilarious that like the Bone Crusher is actually owning us so badly. Oh. I'm not too torn up about this loss. It's just kind of funny to me that, like, oh my god, a 4-3? It's just too powerful for us, man. We actually have 4 Scorching Dragonfires in the... Why not counter that? Because we have 1 blue. Literally cannot. Tragically. Tragically. Well... I'm just going to concede. I mean, the Beanstalk, or not the Beanstalk Giant, the Bonecrusher Giant did, like, so much damage to us in both games. Play one more best of 3, and then we're going to switch to that Omnath deck. Hawkins says, what would you think about Wizard balancing cards that could be broken together? It could be broken together by making them unable to be in the same deck or something. Like a Nemesis keyword to break combos. Oh, like if you pick Felidar Retreat, you can't put Uro in your deck? Oh yeah, I think that's just a really, really dangerous and poor idea. For a simple reason. If it's good, if it's effective, you now have a crap ton of weird cards pairing up against each other that you have to track. And that, I mean, that would feel terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I mean, I think that, like, the statement is, step one, can Magic the Gathering be balanced? Is this a game that seems balanceable? And I mean, there's some stuff that's been, like, very strong or broken, you know, or just like, oh, OMG powerful, etc. that's happened before. But I mean, by and large, Magic has worked great for, like, years and years and years and years and years. I think that there's more than enough widgets in the rest of the universe. Not a chance. There's just enough other tools that are there for balancing, such as just like the raw power. Alright, thus far we've dealt more damage to us than our opponent. We've dealt 6 to the face. What do I expect? I expect to see a questing beast. Nice. And because the thing shrunk, not even an extra card was drawn that day. Oh, here we call that a burrito bowl. This is whatever you want it to be. Terrific. Oh, Entropy, I'm doing pretty damn good. I think I smashed the Jwari down. Boink. Just keep hanging out. Just keep hanging out. Is Dimir Control Tier 1? It certainly feels really strong. Like, when I played against it the other day, I mean, it felt really good, man. Alright, here he comes. Okay, terrific. Okay. Okay. Attack and prepare the Embercleave. Okay. Good to see you, friend. Alright. We have what we would call here a Mexican standoff. Oops. I thought we'd moved on to attackers. Ooh, crap. Crap. Okay. No, let's just prevent everything from coming out. Okay. Ondu Inversion one time, or some such nonsense. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me demonstrate the prowess. Let thoughts flow like river rapids.
Alright, terrific. I was listening to that song this morning. It's really good. That song's really, really good. Tejon says, Sean, I'm a grad student teaching online this semester. I find it is tough to keep energy and engagement up. Do you have any advice, since it really feels like streaming is ostensibly the same thing? I mean, the best advice I can give you is to have a, it's called a light timer. No. The way light timer works is after some amount of time, it doesn't go beep, 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 beep. It actually just flashes a light, and you can have that on a loop.
Many paths lie before me.
And just like if you have the camera here and you're doing stuff and your light timer goes off, you go, all right, I gotta get the focus back up. I mean, really, energy, like internal energy is something that, oh yeah. Internal energy is something that does require a lot of time and discipline to work up. So, you know, it'll just take a little bit of time. It'll just take time. I certainly look like an asshole, you know. Collision says, okay, I just finished my 60-page GameSpec doc. Where do I send it? Send it to, unfortunately, nope at day9.tv. Let's see here. What, oh, what do we cut? Oh, cut. I think we definitely ditch out on this. A lot of these cards are pretty good. Probably the Ondus, you know. And just getting some Skirch and Dreading Fears. You know, I think one thing that I... oh yeah, Untehan. I also spend a lot of time rehearsing, or at least I did. To just like really, to just like drive lots and lots and lots of energy. Yeah, the greatest lie ever told about me is that I despise blue. I find blue annoying to play against, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I find it like a 2 or a 3. I find it fine. But the editors for Spellslingers were like, oh yes, perfect. Perfect. Zoom in onto his eyes. Show Day 9 at his weakest. Jwari Disruption. Doing this now. Geek and Sundry with the libel, that's right. That's fake news right there. Yeah, I mean, that is big. That is a wee bit of a pickle. That is a trifle pickly. What do I do here? I mean, I guess this. Yes, this is the one. Oh yeah. Not enough to cast an Embercleave, so that's just going to be a trade. Not exactly sure what's going on with Dopia. Elder Gargaloth. Well, that might be all she wrote for us. I'll probably cycle here. Any word on next step? We're going to do the Omnath list, Great Turnip. Three is enough to get around some of the other annoying creature-y guys. I think this is right. Because we have red, 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 white, white, blue, blue. I can block here, and then Scorching Dragonfire, and then neutralize the other thing. Alright, good. We're in combat. I really hope this is an Embercleave. That would be the best case scenario for us. One health is still health. Woo! Shoot. I think this actually sets us up a wee bit better. Alright, I'm really good. I'm really good. Okay. Super duper 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 good. Oh, so good, so great. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the... Oh, yeah. Alright. Ow. Shit. Well, crap. That's gonna hurt. Alright. Okay. So, how many questing beasts are in here? There's one questing beast. I mean, there's gotta be some goods coming up, you know.
I prefer peaceful. To open the mind, you must first open the heart.
Alright, let's put a stop here for the Vantress. Advance in a pants. We definitely need more blue. Okay. That is all okay.
I've got an extra grind. I like animals better than
Completely
people.
fine. Yeah, the card did get exiled twice, laser beams. Like, we're talking about the most Mondo exiled card of all time. Show me what I got. Scorching Dragonfire is a good one.
Enlightenment begins within.
So we want to wait until Dopia II does something. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that Oh, Jesus. Yeah. No, I shouldn't have been plusing. I should have been minusing, even if I wasn't going to chuck something at it. Ooh, wow, that's a big mistake. I mean, if you put it on this and then hit, that just dies. So, terrific. We're the best player here.
Your form is loose.
What do I want here? So if I use 5 mana, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is not quite enough. I think we just need a draw and minus with no Vantress. Ultimatum's really good. Shark Typhoon is really good. We cut Ondu Inversion. Ondu Inversion is not in this deck right now. In the sideboard, at least. Continue to eat. Eat, Sean. Eat! I meant to close the client and I accidentally conceded. Oh, shit. I meant to close the client and I conceded. Oh, shit. Because, I mean, it looked like the game was lagging. You know what I mean? Interface errors. We were likely dead, but weren't guaranteed dead. I actually think Dopia may have disconnected. Or maybe me. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder what the heck's going on. I wonder what the heck's going on. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think Narset of the Ancient Way is actually the one to go. Yeah, Kingworth, I know about the Uro Crab Mail deck. I think it's not as good as the Terror of the Peaks version. I mean, that was actually the deck that made me say, dude, they gotta make this Ruined Crab illegal. Illegalize the crab. Clickety clack. Don't send him back, man. Well, feel less smart now. Don't worry, Kingworth. I've received all sorts of punishments in this game. What is going on? I actually think Dopia is disconnected. And we take those. We take those. We take those wins. We're going to get water because we're getting ready for our next segment. May as well stay hydrated. Alright, I fully expect to see an exploding person. Goodbye, Narset. To main phase. Place down. Enter. Dopia resigns. No way! Dopia's here? Oh, that sucks. I thought Dopia disconnected, man. You hate to see it. Well, the problem now, the sort of pickle in which I find myself. The prickly pickly spot in which we find ourselves today. Prickly spot we find ourselves today, and is that, like, I maybe had a chance in game 2. We maybe did baby. So we gotta do this as white, so that way we can have double white for Shatter the Sky. This is the turn where I am most content just smashing this down, because Lovestruck Beast is the likely play. Let's slow this down. We'll probably take some beats from the Lovestruck Beast. And that's okay. What I really want to be doing is cycling this. Ondu Mammoth, this is where we cycle. Terrific. Super duper duper. Okay. See, I don't want to yet do any sort of... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This is the only land that actually gets us here. Okay, that's fine. We'll just prepare to Shatter the Sky. We block like this because I want to keep my Bonecrusher alive for when I Shatter the Sky. Plain and simple. Because now, by keeping this alive, I get to draw a card, and I think being at 9 is fine. Alright, we make you a mistakey. One, two... Alright, good luck to us. Could be Elder Gargaroth, which would maybe be an argument for keeping this up. Yeah, fuck. Ah, okay. Alright, made a mistake. What can you do? The big mistake is when I did this, and I meant to go to exit game. But now that I look, there is no exit game button. Because this is where I thought the game was lagging out previously. I think that was maybe too greedy a play to try to go for the Seagate restoration. Yeah, I think that the mistake in game 2 was conceding when we didn't have to. Alright, if W disconnects, that's great too. Whew. That's just a terrific draw. I mean, that's just a spectacular draw. These are the ones we want to tap so we can get a Neutralize out of this. Okay, I mean that's technically a thing. Welcome back, my friend. I think this is the right play to do. I think this is. I think it is. I think it is. This is just so hard. We lose. Yeah, it was that. I needed to probably bolt this thing earlier. Ah, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Woo, we are lucky. Fuck. Fuck. Ah! I needed an untapped source. Alright, well, when we accidentally concede in game 2 and our opponent plays well in game 3, it's hard.